students, welcome to Food and Textile Studies for Grade 9. Today we will have a look at Unit 2, which is about sustainable food production and consumption. Today we'll learn about the definition of sustainable food production and consumption. So, the learning objectives will be: differentiate between sustainable and unsustainable food production and consumption practices. Give examples of sustainable food production and consumption practices. Let's look at sustainable food production. What is it? Sustainable food production is when food is produced, processed, distributed, and disposed of in ways that contribute to the community's environmental, economical, and social well-being. Sustainable food production ensures protection of the diversity of both plants and animals, prevention of the damage or waste of natural resources which could contribute to climate change, provision of social benefits such as good quality food, safe and healthy products. Sustainable food consumption. Result of choices that consumers make when purchasing products in order not to affect the environment and reduce waste. The way food is produced and consumed has an effect on the non-renewable resources. Causes of unsustainable food production and consumption. Practices lead to deforestation, soil depletion, and increased energy demand. Major causes of global warming, global environmental challenges, pollution, and natural resources depletion. Let's look at the definition of a renewable resource. It is a resource which can be used repeatedly and replaced naturally. Renewable energy almost never runs out. For example, solar energy, wind energy, and hydro energy. Definition of a non-renewable resource. It is a resource that cannot be quickly and readily replaced by natural means to keep up with consumption. Examples are fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, coal, and nuclear energy. What is sustainable food production? Sustainable food production practices can be adopted at individual level, agricultural level, and industrial levels. First, let's look how it can be adopted at individual or community level. People are advised to cultivate vegetables and food trees. This helps to reduce weed invasion, prevent land erosion, and promote a healthy biodiversity. Use alternative transport systems. For example, walking, riding a bicycle, and using public transport while going for groceries. At agricultural level, sustainable agriculture has an important role to play in preserving natural resources, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, reducing biodiversity loss, caring for valued landscapes. Example, sustainable agriculture is the cultivation of cassava, that is manioc. Although cassava is primarily grown for its roots, all the parts of the plant can be used. The wood as fuel, the leaves and peelings for animal feed, and even the stem for dietary salt. Cassava plant grows well in soil that does not require much fertilizer, and the plant requires low rainfall. It shows good resistance to drought, diseases, and pests. It is an environment-friendly plant that does not need treatment with pesticides or chemical fertilizers. As said before, cassava is primarily grown for its roots. All the parts of the plant can be used as wood as fuel, leaves and peelings for animal feed, stem for dietary salt. Cassava can also be processed into flour to make biscuits as well as tapioca, as we say it in the Mauritian language sagu, from which different cassava-based dishes are prepared. At industrial level, food industries can develop more sustainable food production practices by reducing use of chemicals. Examples: artificial food additives, food sweeteners, colors, etc. can be reduced in food production practices. We can also use recycled materials for food packaging. Sustainable food production practices. Sustainable food production practices take into consideration the social, economical, and ecological well-being. Some examples of sustainable food production practices are: save water, apply the 3 R's, that is, reduce, reuse, and recycle, support local food production, and grow your own food. How can we save water? Without water, neither people nor plants nor animals could survive. Crops will not grow in the fields, and eventually there will be no food. Every living organism consists of about 80% of water. Saving water helps to preserve our environment, saves money, and allows constant, safe food supplies. The 3 R practices: reduce, reuse, and recycle. What is reduce? Means reduce waste. Example: compost food waste at home. The use of manure or compost for plantation help to reduce use of chemical fertilizers, which in turn help to reduce water and land pollution. Use cloth napkins instead of paper napkins. Example of compost food wastes at home. All jars and pots can be used to store items in the kitchen. Scrap fabrics can be used to make craft items. Recycle. Make new products with materials that have been discarded. Examples: buy products that can be recycled, such as glass jars. Dispose of your PET bottles in special bins to be recycled, thus decreasing land pollution. What about supporting local food production? Local food production reduces transportation of food products and thus reduces air pollution produced by smoke from vehicles. Growing your own food. Plant some of your own vegetables and herbs. Pots, old boots, boxes, car tires, old furniture can be used to cultivate herbs. If you do not have a yard, you can use indoor pots. In today's video, you have learned about the definitions of sustainable food production, sustainable food consumption, causes of unsustainable food production and consumption. I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson. Until the next, thank you very much. Bye-bye.